Hi guys, so I have so many things here. I have been cutting and doing just other fun things, getting ready to finish up, well, kind of finish up the Laminated Traveler's Notebook. So today we're going to focus on doing the swag and then just dressing up some extra things. So I do have a lot of things going, but I'm probably not going to show everything in this video because, I mean, you guys can do your, whatever it is you're going to do. Obviously going to be different from mine. But if I have any links for any of the items, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I will have them in the description box, of course. And let me clean up a little bit because I just got right in this. I just dropped my husband off at the airport, going back to his deployment. So things are just kind of thrown around from what I was doing earlier last night and then earlier today. A lot of Cricut cutting and stuff like that. So let me organize this just a little bit and then we'll get to it. Okay, I have a little basket here where I was just putting things I die cut already, things I have in my stash, things I thought were cute. I recently picked these up at like Michael's. I have a bunch of stuff from Hobby Lobby. What did I get there? Oh, yeah. I just picked up recently a bunch of trims there, and so I have all these cute little things. And, some are bulkier than others. I don't know if I'll use them in this book, like this guy, But lots of fun things. Some really pretty laces. Oh, look at this one. So pretty. Little burlap hearts. So just a bunch of stuff that I picked up that hopefully I can use in this somehow. Now I'm going to put this, oh my gosh, you guys, to the side for a minute because we'll focus real quick. Easiest thing, is finish up our bookmark again. You have until the 21st to sign up if you would like to do the swap. I didn't really talk about the swap too much as far as how it goes in the part 1 tutorial. This is part 2, just, finishing up because some of the stuff in the swag is that's most important. But generally what happens is people sign up, they send in their items, however you want to send it in. I know a lot of people were, last time I were like, oh, I can't get the padded envelope for, whatever it was. Like, you can send it in however you want. When I say I'm going to send it back in a padded envelope, that means that's how I'm going to send it back. So however you want to send it, as long as it's nice and safe, that's fine. This size book will fit in the small flat rate priority box, and that's what I like to do. I don't I just don't have the time to go and like weigh them and actually say, okay, this is actually $5 in shipping, this is $6 or whatever. Like the flat rate just makes it easy. The box is nice, they're free, it's easy. I can order those things. Anybody can go on USPS.com and you can pick up the padded envelopes, the boxes. They'll send them to your house for free. They're free. So, however, if you don't have them there at the post office, right? But, so, send it in however you like. I do get a lot of questions about that. Again, just carefully done so they don't, get damaged as best you can. And then all the swaps come in. I do a live video, and they need to be postmarked by the 31st, and that means postmarked by the 31st. Please go during the day so that they actually start moving through the post office, because if you don't, you go later, it's not actually going to go out to the next day, so that's actually late, okay, guys? Because there's always something that happens, and please, if you can send it in sooner. I'm already getting in a lot of the Crafty Galentine swaps, and those don't have to be postmarked till the 26th. You guys are awesome. They look so cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. I can't wait. But anyhow, just a little peek I take. And then once they're all in, I do a live video. It might be 2 parts. It might just be 1. Depends, right now I think we have 30 some odd, maybe 40 people already signed up. So it's filling up there. And after I go through all of them, I pull names. And I usually pull them in pairs because obviously you're going to swap with one other person. You're sending in one, right? Laminated Traveler's Notebook. If there are any rule breakers, what I generally do is pull those names to the side, so I might have to do something a little different. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll pull groups of 3. That way if someone broke the rules, they're going to get taken out. These 2 swap, and then anybody else that broke the rules are going to switch with each other or swap with each other. I don't know how I'm going to handle that part this time because it's a little bit trickier when it's one-on-one. Maybe I'll pull names of 3, but it's probably 2. It'll be how I see it going, right? Once I do the reveals, if I feel like there's some rule breakers. And rule breakers are basically, they're not the right size. They don't have the right spine size. They're an inch. This needs to be 5 by 7. I give you guys exact sizes. They have to have the 3 inserts, and then a folder, and the washi bookmark, and the dashboard with a pen loop. It doesn't have to have a pen. They're nice, but it has to have a pen loop, some kind of pen loop. It has to have the swag. It has to have at least 1 altered paper clip, so all those things are in the guidelines, and then everything else is just extra, right? But, I did get a lot of questions about the inserts. I mean, I showed you guys what I know. If you want to buy them already pre-made, I haven't really done that, so I don't know, but I would look for B6 or 5 by 7 planner inserts. I don't know. So that's part of that. I just realized I talked about that in the sign up, like pre-sign up. video, but I didn't talk about it in this last video. So, all right, so what we're gonna do right now is decorate this little guy. And all that means is, where is my punch? Oh, there it is. I use this, it can be just a bookmark. It doesn't have to have anything like what I'm showing right now. I'm doing some extra. And that's the other thing, please be extra. Like, whatever makes, you know, that detail that makes the book look so much more amazing, right? So be as generous as you can with the swap. And I think, to me, that's what a swap is about. It's because you have that to give, right? To put out there. If it's something that's difficult, I would say maybe wait for another one or wait till you have more of a stash or something like that, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna take the bigger side because this hole is kind of big and I also want to pop a few things in there. So I'll do that in a minute. And then I have really pretty washies that I thought would be cute for this one. So, you know, I've looked through my stash. I have like this pretty pink glitter one that I thought would be nice with this. I have this one with the lettering. I think from this set, I'm going to bring out this gold one that's really cute. Just bring out some of that gold like in my paper. Oh, this little pink one. Let's put that one too. And from this other pack, these are all recollections, I think. Oh, I was going to use this one way down here. Let's get to it. This guy, that guy. Cute. So on the washi sample, the bookmark, again, I made mine into a tag shape. You can just make it whatever shape you like. We're just going to take these guys and put them on here now. I want to see what I want to do. It's all of these. Let's say something like that. Sure. So what you're going to do is you're going to put enough washi so that the person can actually use it. It's not part of a decoration. You're not decorating the bookmark with it. It's part of the swap, right? So that's part of what you're giving in your swap. So I'm going to just go around and around. And I would say, you know, like 10 times or so. Try to make it nice and neat. I know once you start going, sometimes it gets a little bit crazy. But see how I'm just giving myself a little bit. And then I lay it over. Just a little bit. Not too much that it gets all gangly and crazy. Okay, so I'm going to keep going around and around with this one. Then the next one, the next one. I chose that many just because they're cute. But you can put, you know, at least 3. I didn't put that in the guidelines, but, you know, again, like I said, you want to be generous. So I'm going to keep going around and around, and I'll do the same thing with these guys, and I'll be back. Oh, well, let me show you what I do when I finish. I don't even know how many times I've gone around, but let's say there. And I just pull it off in the back and finish it off. Okay? And then I go to the next one, which I think I was going to do this one. And I'll start with that one. And then just keep going until I fill it up. I might actually have pulled too many, so we'll see. Okay, I'll be back. Hey, they pretty much all fit, so there it is. Okay, so washi sample bookmark. And then I want to use some of this seam binding, bias tape, whatever. What's it called? Seam binding, yeah. On here. And I'm using black on purpose because I want it to be kind of going back to whatever I'm doing. Just a little chunk of that. Sorry. A little piece of this one. Not the same size. I'm going to cut that off. Okay. And I have like, in here I can see there's like red something or other. I probably should have, hey, I didn't even open this. This is how it came from Michael's. Hopefully. That's weird. Okay, well, hopefully it's all in there. It looks like it. It's just a bunch of scraps. I would like this red, maybe organza ribbon, just to bring the red back in. And again, you know, we're going for romantic shabby chic, so for me, that's a lot of like lace and things like this. I was thinking about putting a little lace chunk in here, but I didn't grab it, so that's that. I'm just going to put this all together at once, and you can just tie a knot, which is always a fun way to finish it off, or the kind where you pop it through and then loop it back. Let me see if I can do that with this all at once is what I would prefer to do, but I also don't want to mess this up, so let me see. Something that's not sharp, because if I use my Spellbinders tool, it would go right through that. I don't know if I have enough to do this with. I might have to just tie it off. So I'm taking all these guys as much as I can get through here to get them in here. And whenever you do this kind of knot, sometimes you have to put a little hot glue because it just wants to come back apart. So just know You might have to give a little dot of hot glue in there. I think that's everything. And now I gotta be very careful in pulling this back through. Cute. So I'm gonna take a moment to just kind of fix this up. I might have to get a little bit more. Cut bigger pieces. Actually, I just popped it out and just tying a knot. I kind of like the knot better. I've been doing that more recently in my last few traveler's notebooks, just because, I don't know. I just like the way it looks better. And the way it kind of sits inside the notebook, but you know, do whatever you like. I'm gonna cut this in ways to make it look nice because the ends are all frayed now. And I will be right back. And then we'll put our dashboard, which is super easy, and then move on from there. Super cute. And then that's just going to pop in wherever, you know, you can place it wherever. Obviously, your recipient's going to put it wherever they need to put it when they use it. Super cute, just sticking out top there. This guy, I put in a built-in loop. If you don't do that, I've shown in the past where you can just do a binder clip and then you just add some elastic to it, like a cute elastic. I have some from like Hobby Lobby that's like sparkly or whatever. However you want to do it. If you're going to do this, after a while it is going to bend, because like right now I can kind of coax it to stay nice and round, but it's going to give you a kink because it's paper, so it's not the biggest deal. So if you want to just bend it already, that's fine. The reason I do this, look at that, you can even do a square, however you want, is because the person, whoever pen they put in there, they can adjust it, you know? So, and mine, I even pop in 2 pens sometimes because the loop is big enough, so however you want to do it, I'm just showing you something different today. I do like to put the loopy side, this side, facing up, because it seems like that's the part that needs to come up and down. And I probably should have done it a little differently. I'm trying to see where this is going to end. Like in here. And so it gives you a little adjustability. Because once you stick it down, obviously it wants to be here. You know? But whenever whoever receives it, let's say they have a bigger pen, they can bring it out and you can still hold it on even though it's out further, right? So that is just one way of doing that. And if you do that, please make sure it's going to stay really, really well. I know sometimes I've received some where they are falling apart because it just didn't stick so well. So just make sure you have some nice, fresh Velcro for that. And that is the dashboard. And I'll just put that right there for now. And it's just sticking up, and then your pen will go in there. This is just something I, laminated yesterday. Again, you can pop on the front just for something else, but for now I'm going to put it right here. So generally, I don't decorate the inserts, right, like the front here. But since this is shabby chic, romantic shabby chic, I'm like, I need to add some stuff. So let me grab the things I've created, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm sorry, this video is going to be wild. It's been a while since I was able to come back to my insert table here. I got paint on my fingers from Miranda wanting to paint after she got home from school and all that. I don't know where I was, but I think I was getting my die cuts and things together. So I have been just using the Cricut, cutting out, I mean this isn't very shabby chic, it's actually more cutesy, but I was thinking about putting a little something on there that brings it down. This is just like another Cricut file from something I bought a long time ago. I don't know. I think this is from Hello Kitty. Sorry about that. I only started this video because Miranda was in her room just hanging out and like not doing anything, and then all of a sudden she hears me talking, "Mom, are you making a video?" It's like, okay. So some of these things aren't really for me to decorate with. They're more for like what I was going to put in my little folder. So, these are a little more delicate. I might pop them into like a little glassine bag. Do I have one here? Oh, I do. So whenever I have smaller die cuts that I want to give, I put them in a little bag like that. Again, I always link those things. So I'll have more things to pop in there. I have these little taggies I wanted to pop in there too. A few of those. Those were already just pre-made that I had purchased. I know I want to put like some little Anna Griffin flowers. So remember we had talked about you have to add in at least 3 different embellishments. And those are a few little things, but like stickers are one thing, die cuts, this kind of thing. So 3 different items, right? I'm not saying because you did like 4 or 5 die cuts and they're different styles, that's fine. That counts as, different things. I'm not saying if it's just paper, okay, that counts as one and then you have to keep going. Just different stuff, I have other stickers I want to cut down. I'll probably pop in, like I said, some of these die cuts. So, just be generous with what you're going to pop in there as far as the extras. So we're pretty much, this is the basic thing, right? So we have the laminated B6. We have the 3 inserts. I have a weekly planner, but again, you can do whatever it is that you like. I have my dashboard. I have number 2 here, insert. Sorry. And number 3, insert. The inserts are like notebooks, so I've had questions about that. And then the folder is a folder. That's different from the inserts. That's the only one folder we're going to put in there. So what I'm going to do right now is take a moment to add in some pockets on the actual laminated notebook, and then we have to do the swag. So those are the basic things, right? And then we need an ultra paper clip. So those are the basic guidelines. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do just to dress it up, but of course you don't have to do that. And maybe, you know, less is more, but with Shabby Chic, generally you want to dress it up a little bit more. So I have this guy here. And actually I didn't think about it. I don't quite need that yet. Okay. I have too many things here. So let me put some of these things to the side. I did cut these little tags that the person can then, it's like a little tag. It goes over and then you can either add it with a brad or whatever. So I have these for, again, that same little glassine bag. And of course I'll do more. I don't really like to show everything because at the same time I also want to have a reveal and not just have everything shown here in the video. But I do want to put some pockets. Oh, these are so cute. So I didn't design these, but I doctored them up. So this is a file. I don't know where it's from. I mean, it's obviously Cricut, but like, I don't know how to find out where the pictures or the things come from. But these were file folders, you can see. And for me, to make it more look like a real file folder, I added some score lines. So those 2 score lines, I just added them, messing around with the tools. And so now I have the little score lines that make it look like an actual file folder, you guys. So I have a red, black, and a beige one, and those are going to pop in the folder also. That's one of my little embellishment pieces. I have this little envelope. I don't really know how I'm going to use this quite yet, but it is an envelope, so it's supposed to go like this, of course. And here we go. And up like this. So I wasn't sure if I'm going to use this as part of something like in the book, like stick this down, or just not, but either way I'll glue that so it's an envelope. I have this little 3D like heart, which is really sweet. And this is an old school design. As you can see, it only has those little notches, and that's the score lines. So I would probably go ahead and take a moment to score these, but it makes like, let me just get that. And then this one goes this way. It makes like a little 3D, like a little holder. Obviously this folds in, and it's going to be a little Valentine like this. Obviously that's too thick for the book, but what I was going to do is add an extra score line right here to make it a gusset. So it's flat, but you can still put things in it, so I thought that was cute. This is what we're going to think about. When you're making this, people are going to be writing in this, and it can't be too bulky. Like, what's in the inside can't just take up all this space or be super thick, because then you can't even write or do whatever you want. So I cut all these different little things. I usually don't decorate the books like I mentioned, but I did cut out some items that I think will be fun to decorate with. I'm going to pop this in the front of my book, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Just a little library pocket that I have a design space for, and then I added a heart. I just put a heart in there and attached it, because if you sliced it, it wasn't working. I guess whenever you have score lines, I don't know, the slice function wasn't working. So I just left it there and I attached it, and so when it cuts because you put a heart there, and so I just take the negative out. And then a lot of times when I do pockets, like this kind of thing, they're meant to be like this. Basically, you're going to glue this here. But when I put it in a traveler's notebook, I like these little guys to be around the back side. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it in a way that looks nice. You see how it's kind of tight because of the score lines want to bring it. The score lines don't account for me tucking it back like this. And I am going to use a wet glue, even though I can use the hot glue right now, but I'm going to use the wet glue to hold this down. And to make, oh my gosh, I already forgot. I'm so silly. Oh well. I was going to run this through an embossing folder. This top part, just so I have little hearts. I can probably still do it. Can I still do it? Can I still do it? I think I can. What I'm going to do is clean up this glue, because I don't really care about that. I'm still going to do it, because I want to, and I think it adds something. Oh my gosh, should I put this down? My kids are all here, and they're upstairs. I didn't even say that I was going to be making a video. Okay. So I'm going to face it this way. You see the little hearts there. I'm going to run this through my spellbinders, and I'll be right back, just to get some embossed hearts. Just this bottom part. This other part I'm going to do something else with. I didn't want to make all that clicky noise. But here we go. And so I'm just going to show you a little bit, and then we'll work on the swag. That's really the more important thing, because like I said, everyone's going to decorate differently, or if that's all you want to do, with Shabby Chic you do decorate, but if you are newer at it or you're afraid, then don't do it. But look at the little hearts in the back. I mean, they'd be cute in the front too, but I just wanted the 2 different textures. So now I have this little guy. Glue back down. And then I wanted to, where did I put my basket? Over here. This one too big. Let's see how big that looks. Oh, that's actually really cute. But I'll need it to be like here. Okay, I'm gonna cut this guy in half or so. I have fabric scissors. I said this one, didn't I? I hate to do that, but that's about what I need. And then I'll trim the rest of that off when I get there. Something like that. And I'm gonna get some hot glue. Again, this is not like super thick lace. I don't want to put anything too thick. That's the back, so this is kind of hard to tell sometimes with lace what's the front and what's the back. But if you really look at it, you'll be able to see what looks not as nice, I guess, is what I would say. Like to me this side looks nicer than this side, but you know, I don't know. Maybe you think differently. But also, as it comes off the roll, you can see what they consider the front or the back. I should move it over just a little bit, but that's okay. Cute. Okay. So I'm going to take that, put my little folders in here. So cute! Oh my gosh. And I'm going to just glue this to the front here. So it's just going to actually, you know, help us hold things down. Now, I just don't know if I want to glue. I was thinking about using hot glue, so I think that's what I'll do still. And I'll do it right quick. Just so it'll hold this down. Come on. Oh, it's going to start hardening because it's hot glue. I think that looks good. And then I want to see if I can cut some things. So again, this is all just my decorations of this. Okay, I'm going to cut out a couple of these in like craft cardstock, which I don't think I brought any craft cardstock in yet. It feels all hot in the front. Feels good. Okay, I'm going to cut the just like 2 of these from craft cardstock, and I'll be right back. Maybe 3. Okay, so I just cut 3 tags because what I'm going to do is put a couple in that front pocket. And I'm going to take some of the seam binding. Let me see what I have here. My goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to put these guys on here and just leave them at that. So again, a knot or however you want to do it. Pop that in there, and I'll do it for all of them. So cute. Gotta make a bow. I just like knots better, I don't know. A little tie, a little something. And that can get wonky on its own later. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other 2. I'll tell you, there's so many ideas. There's so much I want to do, and of course can't do it all because, like I said, it's nice to load it up, but it can't be like ridiculously loaded because this is not a junk journal. It's an actual, like, I want to be able to write in here. You know, you people want to write in here, so like it can't just be super bulky. Like, I'm gonna decorate these little guys, but I just, you know, cut out really small things. Like, oh, I can't even. Yeah, like this one. I was thinking about putting something like this on it, you know. Or just maybe in here and adding a little something else just to get out of the way of paper clips, because people might want, you know, it depends where the paper clip hits. If it's up here, it might peel it away. So just kind of be mindful of those kind of things, I think, when you're making something like this. And I'm just popping these guys in here just so that the person can use or whatever, do whatever they want with. Super cute. And then, oh, where's one of my other flowers? I had a couple Anna Griffin flowers out. There's another one. I know I wanted to put this like on here. You know, and you can put more. I mean, the whole thing about these kind of the little guys is that you junk them up as far as when you do decorate, right? I don't want to keep, I feel like I'm contradicting myself because I'm like, don't junk it up, but junk it up. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to put that there. Ooh. And like, you know, I have this little banner. Maybe this little banner could go behind there or could have gone behind it. just to add a little something else, a little something extra. But still not super thick, you know? Okay, that'll be cute. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do for that one. And that's it, because like I said, you can't, obviously you wanna put something, but not too much. And if you go back and look at any of my other journal videos, you know, I don't do anything like this. It's just, you know, what it is, nice and clean, and not much else. Like, to me, that's cute for the front one. Right? A little something, you open it up, you have this going on. You know, do you want to put something here? My other idea was on the back one, I'm going to put a little, this guy, with a little bit of ribbon or lace, and then this can tuck in here. So, like a belly band, okay? So, I want to use, again, something that's not too bulky. I love pom-poms, but, you know, if you want to put them down the side, that's cute. I know sometimes people attach them to, like, the dashboard, like on the side or something. Let's see what this one looks like. I was looking for pom-poms, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cute, because it's flat, you know, and it has that little detail. So maybe I'm going to pop this behind here, along there. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm going to start down right there. And I just have the smallest bit peeking out from behind here. Look at that. And I'll trim off, of course, the excess. So I'm going to go down this whole thing, just do a little glue at a time. Try not to get on my pristine mat. And then I'll do the same thing up the other side, okay? I'll be right back. And that's why I'm using the hot glue. So I just cut this at 7 inches, and it's basically going to tuck right there. And I'm only going to glue this area. Not too messy, but of course you don't want it to come away either. So I'm just going to stick that here, and then put a little more glue on this side. And that's the only place that I'm going to put glue, at the very top and at the very bottom, because it'll make like a belly band. And since it's hot glue, it sets up pretty quick. But let me see, let me make sure that's straight. And now I have a little tuck for this and some other little fun things or whatever else I might pop in there, right? You guys, so this is the kind of stuff I'm envisioning, you know, this is what I'm thinking. That's why I have this little guy, but I was like, well, it could either be another item that I include, or, you know, maybe I can stick them somewhere, but I don't really want to, you know. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and complete this and just make a little envelope that I put in there, and, you know, just have fun and not too bulky, that's all. So like this one's pretty much decorated already. I mean, you can add more. Maybe this is the place I would add maybe some little pom-poms right inside of here. I don't really want it to be touching anywhere where people are going to be writing, like I said, because it'll just get too bulky, you know. Okay, so that's that. I've added several different things in here. I'm probably going to add some pearls or rhinestones too, and that'll add to what I include for the 3 embellishment items that people can use. We have our bookmark with the washi. We have, again, I did extra pocket or whatever, you know, if you want to do that. That's not part of the guidelines or requirements, but it looks nice. And so what we have to do is our swag buckle. All right, so I will be back and we'll do that. Okay, guys, so I finished up some stuff. I don't even know where I was in this video because now it's actually the next morning, very early. But just to, yeah, I think we already went over real quick our cute little thing with our tags. Oh, that's what I did. I finished up some of this. So like I said, I added some decoration, but it's very flat, right, so that it doesn't bother anything. We have our dashboard. Again, I keep this pretty empty. If you want to put some, sometimes people put like sticky notes on here or something, that's fine, but the point of the dashboard is that it needs to be flat so you can write against it, like, you know, a surface. This little guy, this one's not done. I think I'm going to put like something in here, either XOXO or something, maybe from that die and press set, which I do not know where I put my little heart set. I'll find it. I've been looking, but either way, this guy is just the way it is. And then of course the little things I tucked in here. Again, 3 different types of embellishments or whatever it is that people, you know, can use. That's what you're putting in the folder. And then we have this one. This one's already decorated, so I'm gonna leave it the way it is. And then we have this little sweetie. Maybe I'll add some little pom-pom on the side of this one, just because just to add a little something, since I did something with the rest of them, but it would be right here on the edge, and it'd be the small pom-poms. And then, again, we made this glitter thing at the beginning, and then I just stuck these in here. There's that little pocket I was telling you guys about. I didn't know where to put it, so I was like, oh, I'll just add it as an extra, but I just gave it an extra gusset, so instead of it just sticking out, it can actually fold up. Super cute, and the recipient can put it wherever they like if they want to put that somewhere else. Okay, so I said we just have to finish the swag. Well, we do have to do that, and then an altered paper clip. Now I always put 3 because we have 3 inserts and it looks cuter, but I wanted you to see how sizable this looks. It's not super huge, but it's not all dinky and like tiny and skinny and flat. Again, it has to do with the 5mm laminating folder. And you know what I was thinking too? Since this is Shabby Chic, you know, I should have used possibly, I don't know, it might look good, the matte laminating sheets. Those are like 3mm, the ones I have, but they look really pretty. I've done it before with another book. But anyway, alright, so I went and grabbed a bunch of stuff. So I have these little flowers that already came from the Dollar Tree. I may or may not use this. I don't know. I was thinking this pink one might be cute to put on the swag, but I'll just keep those to the side because I think I'm going to make my own flowers. I definitely am going to use one of my doilies. This is a really old set from Diamond Press. I mean, there were when they used to just use white paper carriers, and I wish they would bring this one back, but they have not, and it is lovely. I think I'm going to use this one. And I'll probably need a circle die also, actually, now that I think about it, to clip on, because the swag, it should be removable, but that's up to you. So I'm going to make mine so that the person can take it off. I'm trying to see how big this should be. Maybe that one? I do want it to be sizable. Yeah, I'll use this one. I'll show you what I mean by it in just a minute. I'm going to put this to the side too. And then I need some felt. And I have this felt from Arteza. I did check it yesterday. It's out of stock, but it's a nice thick felt. They might have different types actually, so I'll check as far as the bundle they would sell. This one's from like Walmart. I bought it a long time ago. And the only color I'm interested in this one, see, what I wanted to show you is how floppy this is. I don't know if you can tell. And it's like thick. It has just a different feel to it. I'm going to use that bright pink one. You know, it's very floppy. So for my little doily that I'm going to put my swag on, my belt buckle swag, I'm going to use this white because it's stiff. And I'm going to cut it from the doily. And then I also need a piece to help me hold that onto the front of the thing. And I need some colors for, I think I'm going to do some leaves too. I pulled out a die. Where is it? This one. I was looking for my, oh my gosh. I have so many dies that do rolled flowers. Can I find them? No. I found the only ones I have that I know where they are the newer ones from Tonic, so I'm going to use those today. But I do like the way these look, so I think I'll probably cut like maybe one of these, probably this guy, out of some felt. So I want some green for that, and I want like a deeper green. So I'm going to look and see what I have, and then like some accent flower colors, which I want to be like a light tan or like a very light color. So I'm going to go through this and find the felt I need, and I'll be right back. So like I said, your swag can be made out of felt, it can be made out of foam, it can be made out of paper, you know, paper flower, whatever it is that you want. But I think what I'm going to do is, you know, the greens in there, even this has like minty green and like a pistachio green. I was like, I didn't really find the green I wanted, so I'm going to cut my leaves from brown, so just to make it a little more shabby anyway. So I think I'm going to use this one. I don't think I need that many leaves because this is kind of a small thing. So I'm going to cut that from there. Let's see here. Give it a twirl. This one. Where's it? Okay, yeah. I'm going to use this one to make the larger flower that I want to focus on. So I'm going to make it out of this. And I use this floppy felt on purpose so it'll be nice and soft. Kind of fun. And then, oh, I don't remember. I think I'm going to go with this one out of this beige. And this one's more stiff because these guys are kind of small, so I'm going to use this stiffer one. I'll probably cut a couple of those so I have 3 flowers at least. And then what did I get the burgundy for? Oh, some hearts. So I'm just going to cut out some hearts. I don't know. I'll find some heart dies laying around here, I'm sure. And then I'm also going to cut some bows because that's what I'll use for my altered paper clips. So I'm going to plug in my glue gun. I'm going to run these through. If you're running this through the marquee, I would recommend using the little metal shim. And then whatever other system you have, you know, just cut it however you cut it. But I will be back. Just want to show you, since this machine, well, the machine itself isn't new, but this color and the aqua is, and so I haven't used it to cut felt yet because I didn't think about it when I first reviewed it because I didn't have to. I just want to show you, I mean, it cuts so nice and clean. Look at that. Let's see. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. And all I have to do is poke out the little extra bits. But that's really great. Cool. I'll keep cutting. Okay guys, so I have a few things here. I do have one bow just to show you because obviously I got to make this tutorial and make it in a timely manner. This guy, I did buy actually a new thing that would help me make clippies to help this clip onto the band. But it's going to take too long to figure it out since this is my first time. I don't want to do it right now because that's going to take forever. I just want to show you like this one. When I take this off, there is a piece that needs to be cut out, like this excess. So it's just like if you were cutting it from paper, but it also has these little bits. So I'm going to take these little guys out right quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so gotta make our flowers first. And oh, my husband called me in the meantime and I forgot to finish this up. But anyway, we'll do that on that one. So generally we take our little twirly thing. I don't know if this will work for me. Where's mine? Since this stuff is kind of thick, let's see if it'll work. Let's get this in here if it can. If not, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, this is felt, so I'm not thinking this would work. Yeah, no. Let me just use my hands. Oh, I guess I could use a tweezer. Let me. There we go. And with this kind of rolled flower, you're just going to roll it, roll it, roll it. And when you get to the end, you put the glue on that little bit. So it's a little bit different. Sometimes you put glue as you go along. This one, I'm being very messy about this today. Hold on. There we go. Line it back up. Don't be lazy. I think that's enough of this. And when I get to the end, I'm going to put some hot glue on this little button. I think it should be ready. And then just push this down on there. Oopsie, in the right way. Needs to turn this way. Sorry, guys. And as I look at it, I'll arrange it. I'll put hot glue where I need it to go. This is a little trickier than I've ever encountered. How cute, though. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know, I really like the center of the flower. Look at how cute. It's like a little rosebud. I wonder if I end up cutting it off. But anyway, okay. I'm just going to keep arranging this so it's right. And I'll do the same thing with this pink one. Just roll it up. But this pink one, we're actually going to start over here and roll it in towards that little dot and then put some glue. Okay? And I'll be right back. I must say this was easier to do in front of my own face and not in front of the camera. So I just held on to it and then just put the little glue and then popped it down. And that was much easier than that first one I had to do way out here. But anyway, okay, I'll keep working. Okay, guys, I think I'm ready. You know, it's funny. I was going to make some little hearts, but I was like, oh, I got to look for a die. I really want to get this video out because I started this yesterday. I have these little hearts that punched out of something else that I cut off from the Cricut. And these are paper. So that'll work. And then I'm going to put this like this somehow. So this is a delicate guy, so I'd rather do this in a different way. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. I'm going to put some stuff on top of it, so actually I'll stick those down on their own. I'm just going to stick this on here. I didn't even really plan this yet, so let's put that there. I haven't stuck down the little curlies yet. Okay, so here's one of my little flowers. I kind of wanted center, and then like this little guy in here. Maybe like this little guy in here. And then we have these little hearts. I think it would be cute place here and there. Oh, yeah, this one has to go up there. Maybe this one can go like in here. That'll bring some of that romance feel back to it. And so again, do whatever you like. And why is this not moving? That's weird. Okay. Just not really advancing my my glue gun. Huh. It's the right size. There it goes. That's odd. I wonder if it's the glue type that I popped in there. What I do after I do use a hot glue gun is I clean up all these little strings. So there'll be a ton of little strings. You can just kind of get rid of them. So I can go like in here. And just like a little flower popped in there. However, I think I need some kind of lace, which I'll probably add later to make it more shabby chic. And then that's going to go on here. And so what I normally do is I stick half of this to the back of, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Well, all of a sudden it's not advancing the glue. But, okay. Ooh, let's see, I want it to be like this, so roughly here. Before I really stick this down. It's going to be like that. A little higher up. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then once that sets up, it's not quite set up, so I'm going to put that to the side for a moment. I need to get a paper clip. I'm just going to use this kind from the Dollar Tree, but I do have some cool ones that are flat top. And I'll show you real quick how to put together one of these, because I don't know if you have very many bow dies, but they're really easy to work with. So with this one, I always want to see which side's the right side. It's hard to tell, so that's cool. I'm just going to put a little glue, and fold this over, and a little bit more glue for this side. I'm just bringing it to the middle because it looks like they can match up pretty well right into the center. If your bow needs to overlap, you'll be able to tell. You can see it and see like, oh, okay, those two little ends need to overlap over this one. Look like they were side to side would be good. And so there's a couple ways you can do this. And this is my paper clip. I can either stick this on here, put this here, and then wrap this around it, which is trickier, but you can glue it. So that just looks neater in my opinion, but do whatever you like. So if I put this guy here, and put my paper clip on there, then bring this guy, and I put the little junction in the back facing back because that way it just looks, again, neater. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting those two together. Again, I'll get rid of all that little excess stuff later. And I start from the back. I'll bring that little piece, because your bow dies always have a little piece like this. Let that set up just a little bit before I really mess with it. While that's setting up for a second, I will get myself I usually don't touch this very much because I like to be as sticky as possible, but I'm going to pop this on here and stick that down. Like I said, I'm probably going to pop in some kind of lace or something in here. And then this little guy can now be a belly band that goes on here. That hopefully is shabby chic for you. And then this little guy comes all the way around everything. At least it should. This one's very small. So I'm going to pinch it really tight. The reason it's so small is because of the way I paper clipped it. So I have to do a little something. I need a little help to bring it around the corner, since I can't really do it with my own fingers. Now I can hold on to it. And then we have a cute little bow paper clip. So that's an altered paper clip, whatever it is that you want to alter. And sometimes we do pom-poms, maybe finger bows, maybe little bead, whatever it is that you like. And that will be one of your altered paper clips. Like I said, it only requires one, but I will make 3. They're going to go across the top. So that's it, guys. That's the very basic nature of the book. Of course, I did a little extra to kind of dress it up, but again, you know, if you're doing that, just make it so that it's functional, like not too much. And this cannot be too high because you're going to put this in a flat rate box, and this is about as much as you can do, about 1.5 inches, you know, by the time you're done. So just keep that in mind. I know you can say, oh, well, I sent it to you, but yeah, if you send it in a fat envelope or something else, it's not the same dimension as when I send it back to people in their small flat rate box. So just keep that in mind, please, so that your creation doesn't get all smashed up and look, you know, not too great. So I usually include a pen, so I will go through some of these. I have some other ones. You know, I have some black pens. I think they would look really nice too, but look at that, the rose gold. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I'll go with that. But I think I have a black pen that might look nice too. All right, guys. Basic guidelines. I've already emailed, I think, 40, and I checked 43 people. So if you want to sign up, you have until the 21st to sign up. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope I gave you some info. Again, you can make this out of paper. You can make it out of foam. You can make it out of a mixture of things. You know, mine are felt, whatever it is that you want. And just have fun with it. But this is the most important thing. And I'm probably going to add a dangle, but I'll probably do that in a different video because that's just something else we can kind of play with. But beaded dangle, I think it looks pretty. But that is the basic nature of it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll have links in the description box, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.